Emperor Zhou Donghuang, who walked out of the earth, can destroy any star in the universe with his hand raised. His divine mind can sweep over a vast star field, and the powerful elemental god, who will never perish, can roam the entire universe without his physical body. An accident brought him back 1,000 years ago. Keywords of the novel. Emperor Donghuang. No pop-ups. Download the complete collection of Emperor Donghuang's TXT, and read the latest chapters of Emperor Donghuang. Chapter 1. Revenge of Benevolence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Revenge of Benevolence. Qingshan Town. Yulan Chamber of Commerce. This is. When I was young, in the room of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Am I not on earth? The boy, who was about 15 or 6 years old, looked at the familiar decorations in the room, looked at the young and green cheeks in the mirror, and then looked at the calendar hanging on the wall. His face was bewildered and he couldn't come to his senses for a long time. The calendar hanging on the wall, the latest page, stands out. December 12, 1227 in the Ziyan calendar. Zhou Donghuang took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and recalled the moment before in the year 2359 of the Ziyan calendar and 3150 of the Earth calendar, he was studying a mysterious formation on his hometown Earth. That mysterious formation seems to have been passed down from ancient times, transcending the secular world. Even if he can destroy any star in the universe by raising his hand, he has no ability to leave any mark on the array. He still remembers. When his divine thoughts entered the array, the 4 words space.time array appeared in his mind out of thin air. A mysterious force extended from the array, enveloping him and making his eyes black. When the light reappeared in front of him, he found himself appearing in the familiar yet distant room in this memory. This is not Earth, but another planet in the infinite universe, Purple Cloud Star. The Purple Cloud calendar is the star calendar of the Purple Cloud Star. Wait. Time and space array. Time and space. Is it difficult? Is it that time and space array that sent me back 1,000 years ago? At this moment, Zhou Donghuang regained consciousness, suppressed his restless emotions, and gradually calmed down. I was 16 years old in the year 1227 of the Ziyan calendar. That crazy Taoist appeared in Qingshan town when I was 16 years old, took me away from Purple Cloud Star, crossed the starry sky, and went to Earth. I remember the day he took me away was December 22, 1227 in the Ziyan calendar. And now, it is December 12, 1227 in the Ziyan calendar. If the day is right, that crazy Taoist will appear here in 10 days. Thinking of this, Zhou Donghuang instinctively closed his eyes and countless images flashed in his mind. On December 22, 1227 in the Purple Cloud calendar, he was taken away from the Purple Cloud Star by a crazy Taoist, crossed the starry sky, and went to Earth. The day of arrival on Earth is November 5, 2018 in the Gregorian calendar. Earth is a planet with sparse spiritual energy. However, according to various ancient myths and legends there, such as Pangu opened the sky, Nuwa repaired the sky, Hoi shot the sun, Chang'e ran to the moon, and so on, but it is not difficult to judge. Earth once had a group of cultivators, and the world of cultivators was once glorious. However, by the time he arrived on Earth, the world of cultivators had already declined, and the entire Earth had entered the end of the Dharma era. Even if he had all his talents at the top of the entire universe, he stayed on Earth for a whole 100 years before he had the ability to leave. After leaving Earth and entering the star realm with abundant spiritual energy, his innate talent was fully displayed. After just 1,000 years, he traversed the universe alone, fighting against various powerful figures in the boundless starry sky, invincible in all battles, and achieved the title of Eastern Emperor War God. Returning to my youth, my power to destroy any star in the universe with a raised hand is gone, the divine power that can envelop a region of the universe with a single thought is gone, and the primordial spirit that can roam the universe without physical body and never be destroyed no longer exists. Emperor Zhou Donghuang sighed. Just now, he sensed that his body was empty. The seal that was later unsealed by the mad Taoist on earth is still there. Everything has returned to 1,000 years ago, before encountering that crazy Taoist. Shouldn't you be dreaming? Perhaps because his current body was only 16 years old, Zhou Donghuang had a rare childlike innocence and reached out to pinch his face with force. The next moment, the intense pain on his face made him realize. He didn't dream, everything was real. How could Miss Dandan be with the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce? Moreover, the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, following behind Miss Dandan, seems to be very respectful to her. Just now, I glanced into the living room. Our president's face was very ugly and scary. The conversation between the two maids came from outside the room, completely awakening Zhou Donghuang, who had not yet fully recovered. By the way, today is December 12, 1227 in the Ziyun calendar. On this day, Chen Dandan leaked the prescription operated by the Lin family's Yulan Chamber of Commerce to his opponent, the Sunset Chamber of Commerce. After the incident, the Lin family became furious and no longer supported the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, they expelled their mother from the Lin family. 8 days later, news from the Lin family's side returned to Qingshan town, and their mother was angry and dead. Without any hesitation, Zhou Donghuang opened the door as quickly as possible, walked out of the room, and hurried towards the living room. Yulan Chamber of Commerce, as one of the two major chambers of commerce in Qingshan town, has a very spacious living room for guests, and the interior decoration is also magnificent, looking extremely luxurious. Now, the atmosphere in the living room seems a bit off. Mother. Zhou Donghuang walked into the living room and looked at the beautiful woman standing there, with an indescribable excitement in his eyes. He hasn't seen his mother for over 1,000 years. Donghuang, why did you come? The beautiful woman, whose face was originally covered in frost and eyes were full of anger, trembled with anger. After seeing Emperor Zhou Donghuang, she instantly changed her face, smiled like a flower, and her eyes showed a look of indulgence. The beautiful woman is Lin Lan, the president of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Mom, I already know. Zhou Donghuang stood beside the beautiful woman, his gaze scanning the two people across from him, and finally fell on the girl who was the leader among them. The girl was dressed in a light green dress and looked about the same age as Zhou Donghuang. She was tall and graceful, with a beautiful face that carried a hint of immaturity. She was a perfect beauty. Why? Zhou Donghuang stared coldly at the girl and asked in a deep voice. In his past life, until he was taken away by a crazy Taoist, he never had a chance to ask the girl this question. When he later walked out of Earth and went to Purple Cloud Star to ask her this question, she had already turned into a pile of lust. This also became a knot in the heart of Emperor Zhou Donghuang. I thought it was a knot that could never be untied, but to my surprise, God gave him a chance to go back 1,000 years ago. Everyone has their own aspirations. The girl said expressionlessly, fearless of Zhou Donghuang's gaze. Everyone has their own aspirations. Zhou Donghuang smiled brightly and said, 10 years ago, you, Chen Dandan, were wandering on the streets, lonely and almost starving to death. It was my mother and I who brought you back in the wind and snow, fed you, and dressed you. After that, my mother even took you as an adopted daughter, making you a proud woman in others' eyes. When you were 9 years old, your stubborn illness broke out. It was your mother who braved the wind and rain, climbed the cliffs of Daliang Mountain, narrowly escaped death, and collected medicine to treat your illness, saving your life. When you were 12 years old, you practiced true qi and had a bad sense of qi. It was my mother who spent 3 days and 3 nights, forgetting to eat and sleeping, to help you find your sense of qi and step into the gate of martial arts. At this point, Zhou Donghuang's eyes suddenly froze, and his clenched fists, due to excessive pressure on his nails, oozed a trace of blood. 5 years ago, you told your mother that you wanted to marry me when you grew up, and I said I was just treating you like a younger sister. But my mother almost turned against me over this matter. She said you are all good and said that I have the opportunity to marry you, which is a blessing that I have cultivated for several generations. Later, because I didn't want my mother to worry too much, I agreed. But today, you actually teamed up with outsiders to destroy your mother. Destroy the Magnolia Chamber of Commerce established by your mother. What about your conscience? Did the dog eat it? Speaking later, the voice of Emperor Zhou Donghuang became even colder, spreading throughout the living room, as if causing the temperature of the entire living room to drop by a few degrees. If I had known that Zhou Donghuang was a useless person who couldn't cultivate true qi, I wouldn't have wanted to marry you back then. Chen Dandan sneered, his eyes full of ruthlessness. On his beautiful and delicate face, there were even waves of disdain and disdain. Okay, you despise me, I admit, it's nothing. But what about my mother? Has she ever done something wrong to you? Emperor Zhou Donghuang questioned in a cold voice. She didn't apologize to me. But please remember. Back then, it wasn't me who asked her to save me from the wind and snow. It wasn't me who asked her to climb cliffs and collect medicine for me. It wasn't me who asked her to help me find my energy and cultivate. Chen Dandan said indifferently, perhaps she wants to gain a good reputation by using me herself, so that her Yulan Chamber of Commerce can do better business in Qingshan town. Upon hearing Chen Dandan's words, Zhou Donghuang was stunned. Can people still be shameless to this extent? In his past life, he traversed the universe, visited many places, and met many shameless people, but he never saw someone as shameless as Chen Dandan. Damn you! At this moment, a cold light flashed in Zhou Donghuang's eyes, and he could no longer hold back. After a cold shout, he rushed towards Chen Dandan. However, as soon as he left, the middle-aged man behind Chen Dandan had already taken a big step and stopped him, saying, Miss Dandan, now she is the young lady who has not yet passed through the Hong family in our county. The middle-aged man is Hong Yu, the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce. Hong Yu is also a martial arts cultivator who gathers energy and possesses the power of an ox. Get lost. Due to the seal in his body, Emperor Zhou Donghuang has not yet cultivated true qi, but with his past life memories, he can still skillfully use every inch of his muscles to unleash the ultimate strength of his entire body. Although his body has not yet fully developed, the explosive maximum muscle strength is still enough to steadily suppress the qi-gathering martial arts cultivator. Bang! A deafening roar echoed in the living room. But when Emperor Zhou Donghuang set off again, he rushed past like 1,000 soldiers and horses, punched Hong Yu, and threw him out, slamming him hard onto the distant floor, with blood spurting out of his mouth. How could it be? Seeing Hong Yu, a martial arts cultivator who gathered energy, and Zhou Donghuang punching each other, he was directly thrown away and injured. Chen Dandan looked incredulous. How could this waste have such strength? End of this chapter. 2. Chapter 2 Prescriptions for Hemostatic Powder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Prescriptions for Hemostatic Powder. At this moment, even Lin Lan and the old woman behind her looked incredulous. Just like Chen Dandan. What is the background of Emperor Zhou Donghuang? They are clear about it. Emperor Zhou Donghuang has not yet cultivated true qi. But now, he has completely taken the upper hand in suppressing Hong Yu, who is a qi-gathering martial arts cultivator, by flying and injuring him. At this moment, they were even thinking. Were they dreaming? Looking at Hong Yu struggling to stand up, Zhou Donghuang grinned and revealed 2 rows of snow-white teeth. If you dare to move around again, I will take your dog's life. Seeing the murderous intent burst out in the eyes of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, Hong Yu's face changed greatly in fear, and his legs were as if they had been filled with lead, afraid to move a single penny. Chen Dandan. Emperor Zhou Donghuang's gaze fell once again on Chen Dandan, with a murderous intent in his eyes, choosing someone to devour. Sensing that Emperor Zhou Donghuang had a murderous intention towards Chen Dandan, Hong Yu's pupils contracted sharply. He immediately looked at Lin Lan and reminded him in a deep voice, "President Lin, take care of your son and don't make mistakes. Miss Dandan, she is the daughter-in-law recognized by the head of our Hong family." Hong Yu's words are undoubtedly threatening Lin Lan. Lin Lan's face changed slightly, and then she tried to suppress her anger. She looked at Zhou Donghuang with a heart-wrenching expression and said, "Donghuang, come back. Also not biological, why can this son be so considerate?" As Zhou Donghuang was about to leave, he paused and asked in a slightly hoarse voice, "Mother, do you still need to protect her now? This is the last time. From today on, I, Lin Lan, and her Dandan will sever our bond." Lin Lan said in a deep voice. "Okay, for the sake of my mother's face, I won't kill her today." Upon hearing Zhou Donghuang's words, Dandan breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, Emperor Zhou Donghuang murmured again, "However, if I let her leave so well today, it's really frustrating." At the moment when Dandan's face changed drastically, Zhou Donghuang had already set off and rushed out, slapping Dandan hard on half of his face. Pop! A crisp slap rang out, and half of Dandan's face was swollen. He flew out and stepped into the footsteps of Hong Yu, even worse than Hong Yu. He spat out a few bruises with shattered teeth on the ground. Dandan glared angrily at Zhou Donghuang, her beautiful face becoming somewhat ferocious and twisted. "Zhou Donghuang, do you dare to hit me? You look." Touching the cold and murderous gaze of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, Dandan forcefully swallowed the word "death" back. "Dandan, everyone is responsible for the choices they make. I just hope you won't regret them in the future." Zhou Donghuang gave Dandan a cold glance, his voice devoid of any emotion. "Of course I won't regret it." Dandan sneered back and looked at Emperor Zhou Donghuang, suppressing the cold and murderous intent that was about to come out. In addition to his anger, Dandan also felt a bit puzzled. How could this useless person suddenly have such strength? Not only could she defeat Hong Yu, but she didn't even have time to react when she rushed in front of her and attacked her. Of course, even if Zhou Donghuang had some strength now, Dandan didn't take it seriously. The man Dandan is about to marry is the eldest young master of the Hong family in the county town, a person like the proud son of heaven in Yunyang. Is it something that this useless person in front of us can compare to? "President Hong, let's go." Dandan struggled to stand up and left with Hong Yu. As she approached the door of the living room, she paused and turned back to look deeply at Zhou Donghuang. "I just hope you can withstand the anger from the Lin family in the county town. After all, I don't really hope that the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, which accompanied me all the way up, will disappear." Speaking later, Dandan's mouth, which was still bleeding, was filled with an extremely sarcastic smile. "If you don't get out of here, believe it or not, I'll kill you." Zhou Donghuang's face turned cold, he took a step forward, grinned, and almost gritted his teeth as he shouted. Dandan's face changed, he turned his head and hurriedly left with Hong Yu. "This little slut. Why didn't you realize before that she was an immature white-eyed wolf?" After Dandan left with Hong Yu, the old woman behind Lin Lan's face twisted with anger. "Mother." Under Lin Lan's stunned gaze, Zhou Donghuang turned around and ran towards her, hugging her tightly in his arms, without letting go for a long time. Lin Lan suddenly realized that before she knew it, her son's height was even higher than hers. "Emperor Dong, my mother is fine." Lin Lan only thought that Zhou Donghuang was feeling sorry for her experience this time, but she didn't know that Zhou Donghuang was excited because he hadn't seen her for too long. In a blink of an eye, 1,000 years, the sea changes. At this moment, only Zhou Donghuang himself could understand his feelings. "Miss, what should we do? If the prescription falls into the hands of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, it is equivalent to being taken by the Hong family. Although it is Dandan's betrayal, the Lin family will not consider these things. They will only vent their anger on you and the Yulon Chamber of Commerce. The old woman was so anxious that she skipped her feet. Upon hearing the old woman's words, Lin Lan's body trembled and a strong expression of concern appeared in her eyes. This result was also within her expectations. The Lin family, like the Hong family, is also a large family in the county town. Lin Lan is a son of the Lin family. He was sent by the Lin family to run a business association in Qingshan town a long time ago, which is why the Yulon Business Association was established. The Yulon Chamber of Commerce is sheltered by the Lin family and enjoys the resources of the Lin family. It pays 90% of the profits to the Lin family every year. The remaining 10% profit belongs to Lin Lan, the president of the Yulon Chamber of Commerce. This time, if the Lin family finds out that the prescription has been leaked by Lin Lan's Magnolia Chamber of Commerce, they will be furious. Feeling the trembling of Lin Lan's body, Zhou Donghuang released Lin Lan and asked, "Mother, what prescription did you lose?" In his past life, although he knew that Chen Dandan had leaked the prescription, he did not know what the prescription was. But the prescription taken out by the Lin family is still not in his eyes. He stood at the top of the universe in his past life, what prescription has he never seen? The prescription brought out by a small family inside the purple cloud star was no different from toilet paper in his eyes. It is a specially made hemostatic powder. Lin Lan said with a serious expression, moreover, the hemostatic powder personally prepared by the intermediate pharmacist who was invited by the Lin family to worship at a high cost. Has a hemostatic effect that is 30% higher than the widely circulated hemostatic powder on the market. Purple Cloud Star is a planet where martial arts are prevalent and the strong are respected. Martial arts cultivators often engage in conflicts, to the extent that medicinal powders such as hemostatic powder are very popular. The better the hemostatic powder, the more popular it is naturally. Hemostatic powder. Zhou Donghuang searched through his 1,000-year memory and quickly found the lowest level hemostatic powder prescription in his memory. The hemostatic effect is twice as high as the widely circulated hemostatic powder on the market in Yunyang country. Removing several medicinal herbs inside should reduce the hemostatic effect a bit. Zhou Donghuang did not intend to take out this prescription directly, but rather wanted to remove several medicinal herbs from it, so that the efficacy of the lowest grade hemostatic powder in his memory would deteriorate further. Otherwise, if that hemostatic powder spreads, it will definitely cause a sensation in the entire Yunyang kingdom. That's not a good thing for him now. After experiencing the baptism of thousands of years in his past life, Pifu was innocent and harbored guilt towards the wall. He has seen so many things. Mom, I'm going to the pharmacy warehouse now. If nothing unexpected happens, I can prepare a better hemostatic powder for you within 15 minutes. If you want to do it, do it. Zhou Donghuang looked at Lin Lan with a worried face and said frankly, then, you can bring that hemostatic powder prescription back to the Lin family. I think the Lin family will not only not blame you, but also reward you. Young master, don't make such a joke at this time. Before Lin Lan could speak, the old woman behind her had already begun to smile bitterly, thinking that Zhou Donghuang was joking. The old woman had already followed Lin Lan since she was very young. Later, he left the Lin family in the county town with Lin Lan and came to Qingshan town, showing loyalty to Lin Lan. Therefore, when Emperor Zhou Donghuang mentioned earlier that he could prepare better hemostatic powder, he did not avoid her. Emperor Dong, don't comfort your mother. Lin Lan also shook her head and did not take Zhou Donghuang's words to heart. Her son, although not her own, was also one that she watched grow up with. What skills can she not know? Mother, Grandma Yen, I'm not joking. Wait for me here, I'll give you a prescription within 15 minutes. After Zhou Donghuang let go of these words, he quickly left the living room and went to the pharmacy warehouse. The pharmacy warehouse is less than 200 meters away from the living room and will be there in a moment. The guard of the Magnolia Chamber of Commerce guarding the pharmacy warehouse naturally dared not stop Zhou Donghuang, the young master of the Magnolia Chamber of Commerce, and allowed him to enter. Entering the pharmacy warehouse, Zhou Donghuang followed his memory and began to search for medicinal herbs, preparing hemostatic powder. The preparation of medicinal powder only requires pounding it into powder, and there are ready-made tools in the pharmacy warehouse. Soon, Zhou Donghuang completed the preparation of hemostatic powder. Get it done. In less than a quarter of an hour, he lowered the efficacy of the lowest-grade hemostatic powder in his memory by 60%. A special hemostatic powder prescription with a therapeutic effect 40% higher than the one on the market was also written by Emperor Zhou Donghuang. When Zhou Donghuang returned to the living room and handed the prescription to Lin Lan, neither Lin Lan nor Grandma Lien believed it. But when Lin Lan personally tried the hemostatic powder prepared by Zhou Donghuang, even if she didn't believe it anymore, she had to believe it. Surprisingly. Is it true? Lin Lan and Grandma Lien exchanged a glance, both seeing an incredulous expression in each other's eyes. Emperor Dong. Lin Lan looked at Zhou Donghuang with a serious expression and said, "Honestly tell your mother. Where did you get this hemostatic powder prescription? The prescription for this hemostatic powder is far more precious than the one leaked by Chindandan. After all, one has a 40% higher efficacy than the hemostatic powder on the market, while the other is only 30% higher. Also, why can you defeat the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, if you haven't even cultivated your true qi?" Lin Lan felt for the first time that she didn't seem to understand her son. "Mother, I made this hemostatic powder myself. As for where the prescription came from and why I was able to defeat it's a long story." Zhou Donghuang said somewhat helplessly, "So, you can go back to the Lin family in the county first and deliver this prescription to make up for the mistake. I'll tell you when you come back, how about that?" Now, Emperor Zhou Donghuang only wants his mother to solve this difficult problem as soon as possible, so that her mother won't have the same problems as in his past life. "Okay. I'll ask you when my mom comes back." Lin Lan also knew the seriousness of the matter, and after handing over some trivial matters of the Chamber of Commerce to Grandma Lien next to her, she drove a fast horse away from Qingshan town and headed towards the county town. Lin Lan is already a martial arts cultivator who gathers energy, and no one knows that she has such precious prescriptions on her body. Therefore, Zhou Donghuang is not worried that she will have any accidents on the road. If Chindandan knew that you had brought a better prescription, young master, he would probably be so angry that he would vomit blood. After Lin Lan left, Grandma Lien smiled. When Grandma Lien mentioned Chindandan, a cold light flashed in Zhou Donghuang's eyes, and a cold smile welled up at the corner of his mouth. "Don't worry, play with her slowly. When she's most proud, stepping on her again can make her even more desperate." End of this chapter. 3, Chapter 3 Sealing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Sealing. Grandma Lien, can there be 100-year-old blood ginseng in the precious warehouse of the Chamber of Commerce? Zhou Donghuang asked Grandma Lien. Just now, he went to the pharmacy warehouse and didn't see blood ginseng from over 20 years old. So, he guessed that blood ginseng over 20 years old should be stored in the treasure warehouse of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. At the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, some precious items are stored in dedicated treasure warehouses. The entire Yulan Chamber of Commerce, only Lin Lan and Grandma Lien know where the treasure warehouse is. It's difficult for others to even find the location of the treasure warehouse, not to mention wanting to enter. 100-year-old blood ginseng. Young master, why do you want that thing? It's not an ordinary medicinal herb, it's a rare medicinal herb with extraordinary value. Grandma Lien was frightened by the words of Emperor Zhou Donghuang. I have an urgent need. Is there? Zhou Donghuang spoke with a serious expression on his face. A few years ago, there was one, but later it was sold out. Grandma Lien shook her head and said, 50-year-old blood ginseng, there are actually 2. Young master, do you want them? If it were in normal times, even 50 years of blood ginseng, Grandma Lien would not easily take it out to Emperor Zhou Donghuang for fear of him wasting it. But now, seeing Zhou Donghuang produce a prescription that is even better than the hemostatic powder prepared by the Lin family's Chinese pharmacist, she dare not doubt Zhou Donghuang's ability in this regard. Only 50-year-old blood ginseng. Emperor Zhou Donghuang was somewhat disappointed. 50-year-old blood ginseng is much worse than 100-year-old blood ginseng. However, based on the current situation, we can only make do with it. That's okay. Grandma Lien, you can bring those two 50-year-old blood ginseng to my room later. After talking to Grandma Lien, Zhou Donghuang went to the pharmacy warehouse again and picked up some other medicinal materials he needed before returning to his room. The top priority is to first unlock the seal inside my body. In his past life, that crazy Taoist was curious about the seals inside me, which led him to take me to Earth. Although Emperor Zhou Donghuang regarded the Earth, which had been there for 100 years in his previous life, as his hometown, there were also many old friends there. However, the spiritual energy of the Earth is too thin, far inferior to Purple Cloud Star. He has no intention of going back until his cultivation is successful. As long as the seal is lifted, the crazy Taoist will no longer be staring at me. The blood ginseng requested by Emperor Zhou Donghuang and Grandma Lien is the main medicine among the many medicinal herbs needed to lift the seal in the body. Just now, he went to the pharmacy warehouse before returning to the room to get a pile of medicinal herbs, which are auxiliary medicines. If there is 100-year-old blood ginseng as the main medicine, it only takes one night to completely unlock the seal in his body. Now, using two 50-year-old blood ginseng as the main medicine, it will take at least 3 to 4 days for the seal in his body to be lifted. However, even if it's 3 or 4 days, there's still time. After all, that crazy Taoist will only appear in 10 days. A few years ago, when Emperor Zhou Donghuang wanted to cultivate true qi, Lin Lan told him. In his body, there was a seal placed by his biological father, which sealed the meridians inside him, making it impossible for him to cultivate true qi and become a martial artist. As for who his father was, he asked Lin Lan, but Lin Lan didn't know. She only said that he was her life-saving benefactor. After saving her life, he entrusted Zhou Donghuang to her. I don't know who your biological father is, but he has said that he is not from Purple Cloud Star. He hopes you don't practice, become an ordinary person, and live a safe life. This is Lin Lan's original words. Although at this time in his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang did not know who his father was. However, many years after leaving Earth in his previous life, with the jade plaque left by his father, he found out who his father was and what had happened that year, which led to his father leaving him alone on Purple Cloud Star. At that time, his biological parents had already passed away for many years. At that moment, he could fully understand the hardships of his father's actions. At some point, Emperor Zhou Donghuang had an extra jade plaque in his hand. On the front of the jade plaque, there are 3 lifelike figures engraved. A handsome young man, a beautiful young woman, and a baby lying in the woman's arms. On the back, there are 3 names engraved. The name Zhou Donghuang is engraved the largest, almost occupying half of the back of the jade plaque. On the other half of the back of the jade plaque, there are 2 other names engraved. Zhou Haotian, Zhuge Jing. Father, Mother. In the past life, the child didn't have time to save you. In this life, the child will definitely rush to save you in time and won't let you have any more accidents. Looking at the jade plaque in his hand and thinking about the experiences of his biological parents in his past life, Zhou Donghuang couldn't help but feel a piercing pain in his heart. That is also one of his biggest regrets in his past life. In his past life, shortly after he left Earth, his father's primordial spirit exploded and died, while his mother also followed his father's footsteps and passed away. And Master, 3rd senior sister, Qinghong's senior brother. Since I'm back, I won't let the tragedy happen again. All the regrets of my past life. I will never let them happen again in this life. At this moment, Emperor Zhou Donghuang's gaze was incredibly firm. In my past life, the death of my mother Lin Lan was also a great regret in my heart. When the mad Taoist took me away, my mother's 7th birthday had not passed, and I was guarding her spirit. This time, I will come back from 1,000 years later to help my mother solve the leakage of the prescription, and she will not be angry to death like in her previous life. Thinking that he had made up for this regret, Zhou Donghuang breathed a sigh of relief. In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang only spent 1,000 years possessing the power to conquer the universe, fight in the starry sky, and possess all kinds of powerful individuals. He was recognized as an unparalleled talent in the cultivation world, with unbeatable strength in all battles. However, few people know that he has so many regrets in his heart that he dare not take another step forward in his cultivation. Because if you take one more step forward, you will face the godly apocalypse. Cheng Shen Tianjie, also known as Shenjie. That step, not only for him, but also for many strong individuals with the same cultivation as him, who dare not easily step in. Once stepped in, it will lead to divine calamity. Unable to overcome it, the path of death will disappear, and ashes will fly and disappear. Only after crossing it can one ascend to the legendary divine realm and become a divine being, immortal and living together with heaven and earth. No matter how big the universe is, it is ultimately just secular. Only by ascending to the divine realm and becoming a divine being can one truly transcend the secular world. Divine calamity, I am not afraid of the thunder that can be broken by force in the previous calamity. However, the later heart demon calamity cannot be broken by brute force. I had too many regrets in my past life, and when faced with the inner demon's calamity in the divine calamity, there was basically no possibility of overcoming it. Emperor Zhou Donghuang was very clear about this. Heart demon tribulation is aimed at the most vulnerable part of the person crossing the tribulation. That's why he never took that step, because he had no confidence in overcoming the inner demons of the divine calamity. However, his dream has always been to successfully cross the tribulation, transcend the secular world, and ascend to the divine realm. In this life, I don't just need to make up for the regrets of my past life, let alone leave any regrets. I, Emperor Zhou Dong, will surely ascend to that divine realm in this lifetime, so that all the gods in that divine realm will tremble because of my name, Emperor Zhou Dong. In the eyes of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, a strong belief suddenly burst out. And this will also be his lifelong goal. Young master. Grandma Lian's voice came from outside the door, pulling back Zhou Donghuang's wandering thoughts and brightening his gaze. Grandma Lian's arrival also means that those 2 50-year-old blood ginseng have arrived. After opening the door and taking 2 50-year-old blood ginseng from Grandma Lian's hand in a brocade box, Emperor Zhou Donghuang spoke of his other request, Grandma Lian, go ask the maid to prepare the bathtub and water for me. I'm going to take a bath. Okay. Grandma Lian responded and went to find a maid. Emperor Zhou Donghuang planned to release the seal in his body through a medicinal bath. The seal inside him was left by his biological father. And his father is a very powerful existence, although not as strong as he was in his past life, he is also a strong force among the countless races in the universe. If you want to use brute force to break the seal laid by his father, unless your cultivation is higher than his father's. At that time, even the crazy Taoist who could cross the starry sky with his physical body couldn't use brute force to break the seal inside him. Later on, he went to Earth and after some research, the mad Taoist found a way to use medicinal baths to help him lift the seal. That is the method he is preparing to use now. At first, the mad Taoist used many precious medicinal herbs, but none of them were of much use. Until later, using very ordinary medicinal herbs and a complex combination, he was able to unlock the seal inside his body. It is not difficult to see from this that the biological father of Emperor Zhou Donghuang was not simple enough to lay such a mysterious seal. Next, a pile of medicinal materials, including blood ginseng, will be made into a medicinal liquid. During the process of boiling water and preparing bath water for the maid, Zhou Donghuang put in some effort to make 6 bottles of medicinal liquid from blood ginseng and other medicinal herbs. When he went to the pharmacy warehouse earlier, he casually brought out 6 idle empty bottles. A few maids walked in and out for about a quarter of an hour. After preparing the bathtub and water for him, he poured 2 bottles of medicine into the bathtub. He waited until the medicine and water merged before undressing and entering. Comfortable. Naked, he entered the bathtub and immersed himself in warm water. Zhou Donghuang couldn't help but open his mouth and exhale a mouthful of turbid air. His face was contented, feeling extremely comfortable, and he unconsciously fell asleep. He hasn't been so relaxed for a long time. When I woke up, it was already early morning the next day. Surprisingly, it has been absorbed completely. Zhou Donghuang opened his eyes and glanced at the water in the bathtub, only to find that the water, which had been mixed with the medicine, had become clear again. This also means that his body has completely absorbed the medicine. I can feel that the seal inside my body is starting to loosen. In order to prevent my body from developing resistance, 2 bottles of medicine per day is already the limit, and I will continue my next bath tomorrow night. In a moment of contemplation, Zhou Donghuang used his previous life's cultivation techniques to absorb the spiritual energy that permeated the air and tried to cultivate it. He found that the spiritual energy no longer dissipated as soon as it entered his body as before, but stayed in his body for a while before dissipating completely. This is also a sign that the seal inside his body has loosened. At this speed, 3 days is enough to completely unlock the seal inside my body. At that time, I can start practicing true qi and embark on the path of martial arts again. Zhou Donghuang walked out of the bathtub with a satisfied expression on his face, put on his pajamas, casually tore off the old calendar page from yesterday, and went to bed to continue sleeping. On this day, the purple cloud calendar also entered December 13, 1227. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. 9 Double Perfection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 9 Double Perfection. In the morning, after finishing the breakfast prepared by the maid, Zhou Donghuang went out. Although in his past life, he returned to Purple Cloud Star in Qingshan Town after leaving Earth, at that time, Qingshan Town was already a place where things changed. Due to the presence of internal seals, he was temporarily unable to practice and had nothing to do with it. Therefore, he prepared to go out for a walk. Everything in front of me really feels both familiar and distant. Walking on the streets and alleys of Qingshan Town, the shops on both sides, as well as some small stalls in front of the shops, gradually overlap with the memories of Zhou Donghuang from 1,000 years ago. More than 90% of the medicinal herbs in this pharmacy are purchased from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. I have been here twice to deliver the medicine. The iron ore used in this weapons shop is also sourced from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. And this store. Along the way, Zhou Donghuang saw many shops that had cooperation with the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, some of which he personally delivered goods to. Young Master Donghuang. Young Master Donghuang. Many people who have a vague impression in their memory, but cannot be named, proactively approached Zhou Donghuang to greet him. To avoid embarrassment, even if he didn't remember who the other person was, Zhou Donghuang smiled back at them. Qingshan Town, although just a small town, is actually quite lively. On the street, there is a constant stream of cars and horses, and everywhere is the noisy sound of vendors and various bargaining voices coming from roadside stalls. Zhou Donghuang originally just casually scanned the stalls on the roadside, but when he saw what was displayed on one of the stalls, he was stunned again. That's... Zhou Donghuang paused, his pupils suddenly shrank, and his heart trembled even more. Spirit. Spirit stone. What caught the attention of Emperor Zhou Donghuang was a lamp, and the signs of decay on it clearly showed that it had some history. To be precise, what attracted Emperor Zhou Donghuang was the white jade inlaid on this lamp. That's not an ordinary jade, but a spirit stone. Although it was just an inferior spirit stone, its appearance here still surprised Emperor Zhou Donghuang. Lingshi is a special stone formed by ordinary stones that accumulate a large amount of spiritual energy between heaven and earth, containing a lot of spiritual energy. After reaching a certain level of cultivation, absorbing the spiritual energy from heaven and earth alone leads to slow progress in cultivation, but with the assistance of spiritual stones, it is also a remarkable speed in entering the realm. On small planets like Purple Cloud Star, usually only very powerful martial arts cultivators have the ability to obtain spirit stones and use them to assist in cultivation. Emperor Zhou Donghuang never expected to see the spirit stone in Qingshan town, which is something he would never dream of. Not to mention in Qingshan town, even if there are spirit stones in Yunyang, it will make him feel unbelievable. A low-grade spirit stone, if it contains enough spiritual energy. In a short period of time, I can use it to break through to the great perfection of gathering qi and become a martial artist with the power of 9 oxen and 2 tigers. At this moment, Emperor Zhou Donghuang's eyes lit up. The great perfection of gathering qi is the highest level of cultivation in the realm of gathering qi. Gathering qi, a martial arts cultivator with great roundness, can unleash up to 9 oxen and 2 tigers of power as soon as their true qi is released, and their power is unstoppable. Gathering qi, dividing into 9 layers and achieving double perfection. Gathering qi once, gathering qi twice, gathering qi 3 times. All the way to gathering qi 9 times. Afterwards, there is a small and complete gathering of qi, and a large and complete gathering of qi. Corresponding to the power of 1 ox, the power of 2 oxen, the power of 3 oxen. The power of 9 oxen. The power of 9 oxen and 1 tiger, the power of 9 oxen and 2 tigers. The power of a cow is about 800 pounds, while the power of a tiger is about 2,000 pounds. The two cannot be compared on the same day. Boss, how do you sell this lamp? Zhou Donghuang walked to the stall in 2 or 3 steps, picked up the lamp inlaid with inferior spirit stones, reached out to touch and sense the inferior spirit stones, and asked the owner behind the stall. This booth is an antique booth. The owner of the stall was a very shrewd-looking old man. As Zhou Donghuang caught his eye on the lamp, he grinned and said, "Young Master Donghuang, you are truly the son of President Lin. You have such a good eye. With just one glance, you have set your sights on the best antique in my stall." Zhou Donghuang, the son of Lin Lan, the president of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, is widely known as the shop owner and stall owner in Qingshan town. However, as soon as the stall owner finished speaking, he saw Zhou Donghuang put down the lamp in his hand, with a disappointed expression on his face. Suddenly, a feeling of ominous arose in his heart. After all, I overthought it too much. If there is still spiritual energy in this inferior spiritual stone, as long as someone who has cultivated true energy, even if they have not stepped into the stage of gathering qi, as long as they touch it with their hands, they can discover its uniqueness. How could it be my turn to discover it? Just now, when Emperor Zhou Donghuang's hand touched the inferior spirit stone, he found that it only had its surface, and the spiritual energy inside had already been exhausted. Generally, if the spiritual energy inside a spirit stone is depleted, it will revert back to an ordinary stone. However, the inferior spiritual stone embedded in the lamp has not changed in appearance as the spiritual energy inside is consumed because it is coated with some transparent liquid. It's also because I don't have any divine thoughts right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't need to use my hands to test it, and I could see that it's a useless spiritual stone. Zhou Donghuang shook his head, stood up, and left directly, leaving only the stall owner with a bewildered expression on his face. He really can't figure it out. The young master of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce seemed to be very interested in his goods one moment ago, but the next moment he abandoned them like my shoes. The mood difference was so great that Zhou Donghuang, who was somewhat disappointed, had not taken a few steps when a mocking voice came in his ear, "Oh. Isn't this Zhou Donghuang from the Magnolia Chamber of Commerce, young Master Zhou? Zhou Donghuang regained his senses and looked towards where the sound came from. At a glance, a young man dressed in a brocade robe, who looked about his age, was standing in the distance, looking at him with a mocking expression on his face. Are you Wang Feng? The young man in front of me gradually overlapped with a person from Zhou Donghuang's memory. The young master of the Wang family in Qingshan town, Wang Feng. Wang Feng, at the age of only 16, is a beginner in cultivating true qi and has already mastered 400 pounds of strength. Before the age of 20, he is expected to master the power of an ox and enter the stage of gathering qi, becoming a martial arts cultivator. He is a rare martial arts genius in the Wang family for 100 years. In his past life memories, he went out alone and whenever he met Wang Feng, he would be bullied by him. However, Wang Feng dared not go too far. After all, his mother was the president of the Yulon Chamber of Commerce. And even though he always suffered losses, he never told his mother about these things because he didn't want her to worry. Although Wang Feng has not yet entered the stage of gathering qi, he has a certain level of expertise in cultivating true qi. In terms of strength, he has already surpassed many adults. In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang was restricted by the seal inside his body and was unable to cultivate true qi, so he was naturally not a match for Wang Feng. What's wrong? Young Master Zhou doesn't even know me, Wang Feng. Wang Feng grinned and said, it seems that Chen Dandan's betrayal has dealt a great blow to you, making you not even know me, Wang Feng. Just thinking about it, your Yulon Chamber of Commerce will be over in a few days. Without this background, what is the difference between Zhou Donghuang and the useless? Wang Feng's words immediately startled many passers-by. Yulon Chamber of Commerce will be finished in a few days. Is it really fake? This is the young master Wang Feng from the Wang family in Qingshan town. Since what he said is true, it is highly likely that it is true. Young Master Wang Feng, have you received any news? A group of passers-by looked curiously at Wang Feng. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid you still don't know. Chen Dandan, the adopted daughter of Lin Lan, the president of the Yulon Chamber of Commerce, leaked the hemostatic powder prescription handed over by the Lin family in the county town to the Yulon Chamber of Commerce to the Sunset Chamber of Commerce. Faced with inquiries from a group of passers-by, Wang Feng spoke confidently, the prescription for hemostatic powder is not simple. The hemostatic powder produced has a hemostatic effect that is 30% higher than the general hemostatic powder on the market. Once it appears in Qingshan town, it is enough to monopolize the high-end market of Qingshan town hemostatic powder. It is said that the prescription was developed at a great cost by the Lin family in the county town, who invited a Chinese pharmacist from the Lin family and put in a lot of effort to study it. The Yulon Chamber of Commerce has leaked such a prescription. Do you think? County City Lin family, can we spare Lin Lan? Yulon Chamber of Commerce, can we not finish it? Speaking later, a bright smile appeared on Wang Feng's face, as if he wished the Yulon Chamber of Commerce would soon go bankrupt. This news was overheard by him through a conversation between his father and an elder of the royal family just before he left, passing by the family hall of their royal family. If that's really the case, Yulon Chamber of Commerce, it's definitely over. I never expected that Chen Dandan would be so ungrateful. I heard that she used to be an orphan living on the streets, and it was President Lin Lan who kindly adopted her that made her what she is today. President Lin Lan, you really raised a white-eyed wolf. After listening to Wang Feng's words, a group of passers-by were filled with righteous indignation, all defending Lin Lan. With a faint glance at Wang Feng, Zhou Donghuang withdrew his gaze and continued walking forward, without intending to contact Wang Feng. Although in his past life memories, Wang Feng often bullied him. But in his eyes now, it was just a child's play. If he had been angry with Wang Feng because of this, he would have really lived in vain for so many years. However, Zhou Donghuang wanted to leave, but Wang Feng clearly had no intention of letting him go. As he passed by, he reached out to stop him and said, "Zhou Donghuang, did I let you go? Wang Feng, give you a chance. Immediately, take back your hand." Zhou Donghuang narrowed his eyes, and a cold light flashed through his eyes. At this moment, his originally calm voice also revealed a hint of coldness. "The clay figurine still has 3 parts of fire. If this Wang Feng continues to entangle, he doesn't mind giving him some impressive lessons. I won't take it back yet. I want to see what you, a useless person, can do with me." Wang Feng smiled brightly. Zhou Donghuang, a useless person who has not even cultivated true qi, dares to threaten him even when he used to play with him like a toy. Don't take it back. Seeing that Wang Feng didn't take his words to heart, Zhou Donghuang sneered, "Since that's the case, then I'll help you take it back." End of this chapter. Chapter 5. The Wang Family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Wang Family Who. As the words fell, before Wang Feng could react, Zhou Donghuang had already rushed forward like lightning, grabbing Wang Feng's wrist with one hand and his shoulder with the other. The next moment, Zhou Donghuang's arms' muscles burst out with extreme strength, suddenly exerting force. Click. 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 As a series of crisp sounds of bone fractures and bone fragments spread, a group of bystanders, only hearing the sound, felt a tingling scalp and chills. Ah! As the party involved, Wang Feng let out a pitiful scream like killing a pig, and then fainted directly. Did you faint now? Zhou Donghuang raised his eyebrows and sneered, "It's really useless." As the words fell, Emperor Zhou Donghuang stepped over Wang Feng's unconscious body and left, leaving only a mysterious silhouette for the onlookers. Wang Feng fainted on the street, with one of his arms twisted into a knot as if he had no bones. Just now, Zhou Donghuang, like twisting a fried dough twists, forced the whole arm of Wang Feng's hand out to stop him into a knot. During this process, all the bones on Wang Feng's arm were shattered and completely destroyed by the power of Emperor Zhou Donghuang. At least, there is no way to repair Wang Feng's remaining arm on Purple Cloud Star. Hush. 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 Until the figure of Emperor Zhou Donghuang disappeared before their eyes, a group of passers-by finally regained their senses and took a deep breath. How could the young master of the Eastern Emperor from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce have such strength? Oh my goodness! How powerful should Wang Feng be to twist the arm of this young master of the Wang family like this? Isn't it true that he is a martial arts useless person who cannot cultivate true qi? This is what martial arts useless people can do. Looking at Wang Feng's twisted arm lying on the ground, many passers-by felt a chill rush to their forehead and shivered all over. Wang Feng is not only the most beloved son of the head of the Wang family, but also the most beloved grandson of the head of the Wang family. He has been deposed like this, and the people of the Wang family will definitely not give up easily. In the past, the Wang family may have been a bit wary of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. But now, the Yulan Chamber of Commerce is in turmoil and may collapse at any time, not necessarily able to protect Emperor Zhou Donghuang. It's not certain whether the Yulan Chamber of Commerce will collapse. Currently, it's just Wang Feng's one-sided statement. I only know that today's Wang family is destined to not be peaceful. As many people speculate. As Wang Feng was brought back to the Wang family mansion by the Wang family, the atmosphere of the entire Wang family became solemn and solemn. Uncle Heir, is my arm really incurable? In the spacious room, Wang Feng, who had just woken up on the bed, changed his face completely when he learned that his family had unanimously decided to cut off his right arm. Wang Feng's second uncle, Wang Zhuhe, was a lower-grade pharmacist. Faced with Wang Feng's eager gaze, he gently shook his head and said, "Feng, if your arm is only broken 1 or 2 times, even if it cannot be fully recovered, second uncle is confident that you can recover 80.9%. But now, the bones of your entire arm have been shattered and twisted. Not to mention that I am just a low-level pharmacist. Even if a high-level pharmacist comes, I am afraid I am powerless. Wang Zhuhe sighed and said, moreover, if you don't cut off your arm in time, blood stasis will flow back and affect other parts of your body. No, no, no. Wang Feng was so excited that he jumped off the bed and went crazy, wanting to escape. He didn't want to have his arm chopped off and said, I don't want it. I don't want it. Bang. Finally, the head of the Wang family, Wang Donghuang, took action and knocked his son unconscious with one palm. Second brother, let's start, he said from beginning to end. Wang Donghuang's face was very ugly. His son is the most talented legitimate descendant of the Wang family in the past century, with a promising future and the potential to lead the Wang family to a higher level in the future. Now, with his right arm disabled, it also means that his son's future is completely ruined. Emperor Zhou Donghuang. Wang Donghuang walked out of the door and gazed in the direction of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, his eyes full of murderous intent. You waste my son's arm, I want your life, Wang Donghuang. After a moment, Wang Zhuhe walked out of the room and said, Big brother, Feng Er's injuries have all been treated. What are you planning to do about this matter? Are you going to visit the Yulan Chamber of Commerce directly to ask for punishment, or are you waiting for your father to come back? Wang Zhuhe asked Wang Donghuang. Let's wait for Dad to come back first. Let's go over now. Lin Lan, we're not afraid, but we have to be afraid of the Qi-gathering double martial arts cultivator from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Wang Donghuang said in a low voice. He and his two younger brothers are just Qi-gathering martial arts cultivators. In the Wang family, there is only one person who is Qi-gathering martial arts cultivator, and that is his father, the previous head of the Wang family. Moreover, when Dad returned, the Yulan Chamber of Commerce probably had already lost the support of the Lin family in the county town. If nothing unexpected happened, Lin Lan would also be expelled from the Lin family. At that time, the Qi-gathering dual martial arts cultivator from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce will definitely go back to the Lin family. Just a Lin Lan, you can't protect that little beast. The more he spoke later, the colder Wang Donghuang's voice became. Big brother, isn't Zhou Donghuang a useless person who can't even cultivate true qi? If you want to damage Feng Er like that, even if it's a surprise attack, his hands must have at least 300 to 400 pounds of strength. Wang Zhuhe is puzzled about this. 9 out of 10, Lin Lan used some natural and earthly treasures to increase his physical strength on him, so it's not a big concern. Wang Donghuang doesn't care about the Tao. Go back. After wandering around Qingshan town for a morning, Zhou Donghuang returned to the Yulan Chamber of Commerce near noon. Passing by the living room, Zhou Donghuang heard Grandma Lian's pleading voice coming from inside, Third Master, this money really cannot be returned to you temporarily. After my young lady comes back, this money will also be invested in making hemostatic powder. Who doesn't know about the current situation of your Yulan Chamber of Commerce in Qingshan town? Your prescription has been leaked to the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, which means that the hemostatic powder produced by your Yulan Chamber of Commerce can no longer form a monopoly market and it is difficult to earn high profits. A strong voice followed suit. Moreover, as far as I know, that prescription belongs to the Lin family in the county town. If such a precious prescription is leaked, the Lin family will never spare President Lin lightly. In my opinion, even the Magnolia Chamber of Commerce may not survive for long. Now, if I don't take my money back in a few more days, I'm afraid I'll really lose it. Upon hearing these words, Emperor Zhou Donghuang raised his eyebrows. Although he has a long memory, he still remembers very clearly. The Yulan Chamber of Commerce conducts business and pays 90% of the profits to the Lin family every month. If you want to further develop your business, you will need to borrow money from outside. Of course, the high interest paid for borrowing money from external sources is also considered a normal expenditure of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, which is allowed by the Lin family. The Lin family won't give money directly. Not only the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, but also other chambers of commerce under the Lin family. I remember. Although our Yulan Chamber of Commerce borrowed money from outside, we usually only borrowed money from one person. That person was Zhao San, the owner of Yunxian restaurant and the richest man in Qingshan town. Just now, Grandma Lian called him Third Master. It seems that he is Zhao San. Thinking about it, Zhou Donghuang walked into the living room. As soon as I entered the living room, I saw a middle-aged man sitting cross-legged on the Grand Tutor's chair on one side of the room, playing with two precious beads with his right hand. The middle-aged man was dressed in a luxurious attire, with a jade-like face and a small beard on his chin. His eyes sparkled with shrewd brilliance. Sure enough, it's Zhao San. Although he has visited Zhao San's Yunxian restaurant several times in his past life, he has never seen Zhao San as the boss because he rarely appears. However, he had never seen Zhao San himself, but had seen his portrait because there was a portrait of Zhao San hanging on the wall of the lobby on the first floor of Yunxian restaurant. In my memory, this Zhao San is not only a Qi-gathering dual martial arts cultivator, but also seems to be the legitimate son of the county magistrate's mansion, with a huge background. The distant memories slowly unfolded in the mind of Emperor Zhou Donghuang. Young Master. Upon seeing Emperor Zhou Donghuang enter, Grandma Lian hurriedly greeted him and then looked at Zhao San sitting cross-legged on the side of the living room. Third Master, we have successfully overcome this difficulty. I can assure you that there will be nothing wrong with our Yulan Chamber of Commerce, she said. Oh. Zhao San looked at Grandma Lian with great interest and said, so Zhao wants to hear how your Yulan Chamber of Commerce can get through this difficult time. If I can really get through it, I'll keep my money with your Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Zhao San picked up the teacup in front of the table, took a sip, and then slowly put it down, waiting for Grandma Lian to speak. Just as Grandma Lian was about to reveal the new prescription for hemostatic powder, Emperor Zhou Donghuang had already taken the initiative and said, Zhao San, if I'm not mistaken. Were you a cultivator of the fourfold martial arts of gathering qi? When Zhou Donghuang spoke, his profound gaze also fell on Zhao San at the right time. When Zhou Donghuang came in, Zhao San only glanced at him casually, not even looking at him directly. But now, upon hearing Emperor Zhou's words, he looked at him with an incredulous expression on his face and said, You. How do you know? He once broke through the fourfold of gathering qi, and only one person knew about it except for himself. That person is his big brother. He has not mentioned this matter to the public, and his older brother cannot possibly spread it. It's not difficult to tell. Zhou Donghuang said indifferently, unfortunately, while breaking through to the fourth level of qi gathering, I became obsessed and not only failed to smoothly enter the fourth level of qi gathering, but also retreated back to the second level of qi gathering, and I couldn't cultivate back to the third level of qi gathering. Am I right? Just now, at the first glance of Zhao San, Emperor Zhou Donghuang noticed some issues through his slightly raised temples. From his perspective of standing at the top of the universe in his previous life, it is not difficult to see the problems within Zhao's three bodies. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Zhao San, Not Simple. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6 Not Simple Zhao San. As soon as Zhou Donghuang finished speaking, Zhao San had already left his seat and stared at him with a serious expression. Are you the son of President Lin who cannot cultivate true qi, Zhou Donghuang? Just now, when Grandma Lian respectfully called out to Zhou Donghuang as a young master, he guessed Zhou Donghuang's identity. How about it? Do you want to restore the triple cultivation of qi gathering? No. I should ask you, do you want to restore the quadruple cultivation of qi gathering? Emperor Zhou Donghuang gave Zhao San a meaningful glance and asked calmly. Do you have a way? Zhao San's eyes widened with disbelief as he looked at Zhou Donghuang, but there was a hint of doubt in his eyes. As far as I know. You can't even cultivate true qi, how can you help me? What? I don't even want to try. Zhou Donghuang asked with a calm expression and a faint tone. If you can really help me restore the 4 levels of qi gathering. No. Even if you can only help me restore the 3 levels of qi gathering cultivation, I will give you all the money I left at your Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Besides that, I will also give it to you at Yunqian Restaurant. Zhao San spoke in a deep voice and made a solemn promise. Yunqian Restaurant. Emperor Zhou Donghuang did not expect that Zhao San had made such a solemn promise. You should know that Yunqian Restaurant is the largest and best restaurant in Qingshan Town, with a continuous flow of customers every day, making it one of the most profitable industries in Qingshan Town. Zhao San was able to become the richest man in Qingshan Town thanks to the profits brought to him by Yunqian Restaurant, while he only made small profits elsewhere. Compared to the value of Yunqian Restaurant, the money Zhao San put in the Yulan Chamber of Commerce is just a drop in the bucket. Young master. Upon hearing Zhao San's words, Grandma Lian took a deep breath and looked at Zhou Donghuang excitedly. If her young master can really cure Zhao San, then it's really a disaster. If it were in the past, Emperor Zhou Donghuang said she could help Zhao San cure the stubborn illness left by his obsession, she would definitely advise him not to act recklessly. However, since witnessing Zhou Donghuang defeat Hongyu, the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, who had not yet cultivated true qi, and witnessing Zhou Donghuang produce a better hemostatic powder than the one formulated by the intermediate pharmacist of the Lin family, she dared not doubt Zhou Donghuang's ability anymore. Zhao Sanyuan thought that if he made such a big promise, Zhou Donghuang would lose his composure because of excitement. But he didn't expect that Zhou Donghuang would keep his face calm as if Mount Taishan had collapsed. For a moment, Zhao San also looked up to Zhou Donghuang and said, "The son of President Lin is not simple. Grandma Lian, help us prepare a quiet room." Emperor Zhou Donghuang looked at Grandma Lian and ordered. And Grandma Lian immediately went to arrange it. After arranging it, she watched with her own eyes as Zhou Donghuang and Zhao San walked into the quiet room together. Grandma Lian personally stood outside the door, preventing anyone from approaching and disturbing the two of Zhou Donghuang. However, while guarding outside the door, Grandma Lian had a worried expression on her face, unsure if Zhou Donghuang could really cure Zhao San's stubborn illness. If it can't be cured, then Zhao San may become angry and ashamed, and really want to return the money left in their Yulan Chamber of Commerce. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. About half an hour later, Grandma Lian heard Zhao San's hearty laughter coming from the quiet room, as if in an instant sweeping away the long-suppressed haze in her heart. Is it done? Grandma Lian's eyes lit up. Inside the quiet room. After Zhao San smiled for a while, he gradually calmed down his restless emotions. He bowed and arched his hand at Zhou Donghuang, whose clothes were soaked in sweat all over his body. With a serious expression on his face, he said, "Zhou Gongzi, the kindness of creation is unforgettable to Zhao San. I have unblocked the meridians in your body that have been blocked due to being possessed by fire. You can go back and practice for 2 or 3 days, and then officially enter the 4th level of qi gathering." Zhou Donghuang squinted his eyes, shook his body, and said weakly, "If there's nothing wrong, you." Before he could finish speaking, Emperor Zhou Donghuang fainted due to his detachment. Young Master Zhou. Zhao San's face changed and he immediately confirmed that Zhou Donghuang was fine. He only breathed a sigh of relief after fainting due to detachment. Young Master. At this moment, Grandma Lian also heard that there was something wrong and broke into the door. Don't worry. Young Master Zhou, just because he helped me clear my meridians and exerted too much force, I lost my strength and fainted. Just take a rest. After young Master Zhou wakes up, please tell him that I, Zhao San, will come back to the door another day to thank you. After talking to Grandma Lien, Zhao San left. Zhao San now walks with a gentle breeze. Just because his cultivation has been restored to the triple level of gathering qi, and as long as his true qi accumulates for another 3 or 2 days, he can enter the quadruple level of gathering qi and become a martial arts cultivator with the power of the 4 oxen. Now, Zhao San is in a hurry to go back and practice. Of course, it was only after confirming that Emperor Zhou Donghuang was fine that he urgently wanted to leave the Yulan Chamber of Commerce and return to practice. When Emperor Zhou Donghuang woke up, it was already evening. "Young master, you're awake." Grandma Lien had been guarding Zhou Donghuang's bedside all along, and when she saw Zhou Donghuang wake up, she couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. "Grandma Lien, I'm hungry." Zhou Donghuang touched his empty stomach and said to Grandma Lien. "Okay. I'll go get the maid to prepare food for you now." Grandma Lien immediately left. "I don't have true qi in my body, I just used some massage and acupoint movement techniques on Zhao San, which caused me to lose strength and faint. Now, I'm really weak." After Grandma Lien left, Zhou Donghuang had a bitter smile on his face. Zhao San's problem was not serious. He used some massage and acupoint manipulation techniques to completely solve Zhao San's problem. Of course, the reason why Emperor Zhou Donghuang helped Zhao San in this way was also because, in his past life memories, Zhao San was a person who had clear grievances and was extremely particular. Otherwise, if it were a white-eyed wolf, he wouldn't have the spare time to lend a helping hand. "Young master, before leaving, Zhao San from Yunxian restaurant asked me to tell you that he will come back to the door another day to thank you." After Grandma Lien went out and instructed the maid to prepare food, she returned to Emperor Zhou's room. "Young master. Have you really cured his stubborn illness?" Until now, Grandma Lien still feels a bit incredulous. "That's Zhao San from Yunxian restaurant, a person who is known as Hands and Eyes Can See the Sky, in Qingshan town. If it were just an ordinary stubborn illness, someone would have cured it long ago, and it wouldn't be her family's young master's turn to treat it." Zhou Donghuang nodded and said, "I used a special technique to help him unblock the meridians that were blocked due to being possessed by fire, restoring his overall cultivation to triple energy gathering. In his current situation, he only needs to practice for 3 or 2 days to smoothly enter the 4th level of qi gathering and become a martial arts cultivator." Grandma Lien, that Zhao San has a considerable background. There are rumors outside that he is the legitimate descendant of the county magistrate's mansion. In the eyes of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, Granny Lien must have a better understanding of these things than him. Because Grandma Lien had been at the Lin family in the county town for a long time, and later followed her mother Lin Lan to Qingshan town. "I only heard about this rumor." Grandma Lien shook her head and said, "However, 9 out of 10 is true. If it weren't for that, he wouldn't have been in Yunxian restaurant in Qingshan town for so many years. Yunxian restaurant is a thriving industry in Qingshan town, even the Yulan Chamber of Commerce and Sunset Chamber of Commerce combined do not earn much. Moreover, Yunxian restaurant is not like the Yulan Chamber of Commerce and Sunset Chamber of Commerce, where 90% of the profits need to be handed over to the families behind it. It is Zhao San's personal property, and all the money earned is Zhao San's own. Yunxian restaurant, although only a restaurant in Qingshan town, is already enough to attract the attention of the big families in the county town as it advances day by day. However, since the opening of Yunxian restaurant, no one has dared to have any ideas about it until today. Therefore, it is not difficult to guess. Zhao San, the owner of Yunxian restaurant, is not simple. Grandma Lien. What is the level of a martial arts cultivator who gathers 4 levels of qi and is placed in the county city? Zhou Donghuang asked Grandma Lien. In my memory, in Qingshan town, the strongest were the few qi-gathering dual martial arts cultivators. Zhao San, the owner of Yunxian restaurant. The elderly people from several families, including the local royal family. The Yulan Chamber of Commerce and the Sunset Chamber of Commerce each have a gathering Qi dual martial arts cultivator sitting there. Young master, in the county town, there is only one Qi gathering Wuchong martial arts cultivator, who is the lord of the county lord's mansion. The strongest members of the Lin family in the county town behind our Yulan Chamber of Commerce are only 3 Qi gathering Wuchong martial arts cultivators. Therefore, even in the county town, Qi gathering Wuchong is still a strong force, barely able to support a prestigious family. Grandma Lien said. The power within Yunyang is basically dominated by families. The royal family is the largest family. Below is the Wang mansion. Below, there are big and powerful families, prestigious families, and humble families. The families in Qingshan town, including the Wang family, who possess the dual martial arts cultivators of gathering Qi, can barely be considered as aristocratic families. If Xiao San is truly the legitimate descendant of the county magistrate's mansion, this time, his cultivation will be restored and he will definitely return to the county magistrate's mansion. The county magistrate's mansion cannot allow a Qi gathering 4-level martial arts cultivator to stay in a small place like Qingshan town. Grandma Lien said. After chatting with Grandma Lien for a while, Zhou Donghuang and several maids brought in the food. Zhou Donghuang, who had been starving for a long time, wolfed down everything and quickly swept through the food before instructing the maids to prepare the bathtub and water. Today is his second day taking a medicinal bath to further break the seal in his body. Comfortable. Soaking in the bathtub, Zhou Donghuang quickly fell asleep again and didn't wake up until early the next morning. After discovering that the medicine in the bathtub had been absorbed by his body, Zhou Donghuang put on his clothes, casually took off his old calendar, and returned to bed. At this moment, it is already a new day. The purple cloud calendar entered December 14, 1227. The seal inside my body has become even more loose. Tonight, once again, tomorrow morning, it will be enough to completely unlock the seal inside my body. At that time, I can start practicing true Qi and embark on the path of martial arts again. At this point, even though Emperor Zhou Donghuang had a 1,000-year memory of his past life, he couldn't help but feel a little excited, so excited that his spirit was no longer drowsy. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. The 4 Elephants Solely Honored Merit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. The 4 Elephants Solely Honored Merit. The cultivation realm of gathering Qi is the beginning of martial arts, and a solid foundation must be laid. This way, the future path can be easier to follow. Sitting cross-legged on the bed, Zhou Donghuang murmured softly. In my past life, it was because I practiced the common cultivation techniques of Purple Cloud Star in the realm of gathering Qi that my foundation was mediocre and I lost at the starting line. Even though I had many adventures later, I could only barely avoid defeat when facing those same level Tianjiao from the Star Domain clans and the Supreme Sect. In this life, I must choose the best and most suitable cultivation method for myself. In the 1,000-year memory of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, there are many cultivation techniques, all kinds of which are enough to make him picky. The 1,000-Star Sword Classic is one of the top sword cultivation techniques in the universe. If you start practicing this technique in the realm of gathering Qi, even if you later compete with those same level Tianjiao from the Star Domain clan and the Supreme Sect, you will be invincible. The 1,000-Star Sword Classic is a martial art technique of the Supreme Sect's 1,000-Star Sword Sect, which was looted from a space ring in the hands of an enemy killed by Emperor Zhou Donghuang in a previous life. That enemy is the Tianjiao disciple of the 1,000-Star Sword Sect. At that time, if it weren't for Zhou Donghuang's unexpected breakthrough in cultivation and occupying an advantage in cultivation, it would have been difficult for him to kill the opponent. The Thunder Fire Body Refining Technique is one of the top body refining techniques in the universe. It used to be a martial arts technique of the Supreme Sect, but later that Supreme Sect was too troublesome and was surrounded by several Star Domain clans and Supreme sections. After being destroyed, it disappeared into the long river of history. The Star Domain clan and the Supreme Sect, although standing at the peak of the universe, are not invincible. Because, although there are not many equal forces, there are still many. Once angered by the crowd, it is difficult to continue the tradition. Practicing this thunder fire body refining technique, even if encountering a Star Domain clan or a pure Tianjiao from the Supreme Sect who is not practicing top-notch techniques such as the 1000-Star Sword Classic, as long as they can gain a chance to get close, they can easily defeat them. Compared to the 1000-Star Sword Classic, Zhou Donghuang was more optimistic about the thunder fire refining technique. Back then, it was precisely because of the strength of the thunder fire refining body technique that the Supreme Sect that possessed it was greatly expanded, and in the end, it made too many enemies, which led to the calamity of annihilating the sect. The Lei Huolian Tiju was unexpectedly obtained by Emperor Zhou Donghuang in his previous life. Like the 1000-Star Sword Classic, the content was all memorized by him, not a word left out. The Tai Shang Forget Emotion Record is an extremely rare top-notch technique in the universe that focuses on spiritual cultivation. In the later stage, it takes the path of soul attack. Those who practice the Tai Shang Forget Emotion Record can directly destroy the opponent's spiritual essence with their spiritual cultivation, as long as they are careful not to get close, distance themselves, and find opportunities when facing people of the same level who practice the thunder fire refining body technique. However, the requirements for practicing the Tai Shang Forget Emotions Record are extremely strict. One must forget all emotions and become a ruthless person, in order to maintain a firm will and cultivate an invincible spirit. The record of supreme forgetting love is a cultivation technique obtained by Emperor Zhou Donghuang through his exploration of an ancient secret realm, and it is also the most likely cultivation technique to become a god in legend. A ruthless person can completely ignore the inner demons in divine tribulations. As for other methods of divine calamity, those who practice top-notch techniques in the universe such as the record of forgetting emotions in the Supreme Palace are naturally not afraid. The content of Tai Shang Forget Emotions Record is also remembered by Emperor Zhou Donghuang. These three martial arts are all top-notch in the universe. As for other martial arts, Emperor Zhou Donghuang also remembers a lot, but none of them are as good as these three. Even the best martial arts he has practiced in his past life are not as good as these three techniques. Otherwise, choose one of the cultivation techniques from the 1000-Star Sword Classic and Thunder Fire Refining Body Technique. As Zhou Donghuang murmured, his heart wavered. Although Tai Shang Forget Love Record is superior to 1000-Star Sword Classic and Thunder Fire Refining Body Technique, he has no interest in it. What is the point of living a ruthless person? Otherwise, choose Thunder Fire Body Refining Technique. However, this Thunder Fire Body Refining Technique has strong melee abilities. It's too disappointing to engage in long-range combat. When encountering someone whose speed is equivalent or not as fast as oneself, it's okay. When encountering someone whose speed is faster than oneself, even if the other person's overall strength is weaker than oneself, I can't do anything about the other person and can only watch them escape from afar. The 1000-Star Sword Classic is suitable for both melee and long-range combat. However, it completely ignores defense. The attack is strong and fast, but the weaknesses are also obvious, which is far inferior to the Thunder Fire Body Refining Technique. In my past life, my cultivation techniques were so diverse that I excelled in all aspects, but they were also very mediocre. If it weren't for experiencing a life of 9 or death and experiencing those rebirth-like adventures, I wouldn't have the ability to compete with the same level of Tianjiao from those Star Domain clans and Supreme sections. On the path of cultivation, techniques can be changed at any time. However, if the foundation is not laid with the subsequent cultivation techniques in the early stage, there will always be some flaws in the later cultivation techniques. In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang faced such a problem. However, even if one knows about these issues, there is no solution. He can't possibly waste his entire cultivation and become an ordinary person, starting from scratch, right? That's not realistic. Because he had suffered such losses in his previous life, in this life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang wanted to find the most suitable martial art in his memory and practice it all the way to the end. Even if we prioritize second best, we must lay a solid foundation. By the way, how did I forget about it? In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang discovered a time and space array on the Kunlun mountains of his hometown Earth, along with a jade slip recording his martial arts. What is recorded inside is a cultivation technique called 4 Elephants Exclusive Cultivation Technique. The 4 symbols, in the name of the cultivation method, refer to the 4 ancient divine beasts: Qinglong, Baihu, Zhuke, Xuanwu. After he wrote down the 4 Elephants Exclusive Mastery, he went to study the spatiotemporal array and was brought back 1,000 years ago by the power of the spatiotemporal array. However, the cultivation of the 4 Elephants Exclusive Cultivation Technique can only reach the level of Yuanshan at most. Thinking of the biggest flaw of the 4 Elephants Soul Sovereign Technique, Zhou Donghuang couldn't help but frown for a moment. Among the countless races in the universe, martial arts cultivation is divided into 9 major realms. They are Gathering Qi, Innate, Yuan Dan, Fa Xiang, Yuan Shen, Hua Shen, Fun Shen, Tian Ren, Shenjia. In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang had reached the realm of heaven and man and was at the pinnacle of heaven and man, crossing the universe with rare enemies. After Zhou Donghuang reached the pinnacle of heaven and humanity in his previous life, he could destroy any star in the universe with his hand raised, envelop a vast and boundless star realm with a single thought, and the immortal primordial spirit could roam the entire universe without his physical body. The cultivation of the 4 elephants is extremely difficult. After reaching the realm of the Yuan Dan, it is more than 3 times more difficult than the average person. However, let's not worry about the difficulty. After all, there is always a reward for the effort. After practicing the 4 elephants soul sovereign skill in the realm of Yuan Dan, when encountering someone who is practicing other martial arts in the same cultivation level, without considering other influencing factors, relying solely on one's own strength, one can defeat the crowd. The most difficult thing to accept is the biggest flaw of this cultivation method. At most, this cultivation method can only reach the realm of the primordial spirit. Afterwards, we can only rely on our own exploration and cultivation. Zhou Donghuang had a headache. In terms of laying a foundation, it is definitely the best work of the 4 elephants soul respect. The 4 elephants soul sovereign skill states that in order to truly enter the realm of Yuan Dan, one must condense for Yuan Dan from the innate realm of cultivation to the realm of Yuan Dan. A general martial arts cultivator who cultivates from the innate realm to the realm of the elemental pill only needs to gather 1 elemental pill to enter the realm of the elemental pill. However, in the 4 elephants exclusive cultivation technique, a full 4 elemental pills need to be gathered. Once you have practiced the 4 elephants exclusive mastery, you cannot enter the next cultivation realm without condensing the 4 elemental pills. To enter the next level of cultivation, one can only honestly condense the 4 elemental pills, that is to say, a person who cultivates to the realm of Yuan Dan and cultivates the 4 elephants exclusive mastery, can have 4 Yuan Dan in their body. Think about it, with equal cultivation, you have 4 elemental pills in your body that provide you with power, while the other person only has 1 elemental pill in their body that provides power. What is that concept? The same applies to the realm of the Dharma phase that follows. Only by refining the 4 elemental pills in the body to the extreme can one reach the peak of elemental pills and even challenge the realm of magic. Entering the realm of Dharma, the 4 elemental pills will reveal different Dharma forms. They are the Dharma forms of the 4 ancient divine beasts. Furthermore, breaking through from the realm of Dharma elements to the realm of primordial gods, the 4 elemental pills and their respective revealed Dharma are integrated into one, and can even become the primordial gods of the 4 ancient divine beasts. Qinglong Yuanshan is skilled in soul attacks. White Tiger Spirit, skilled in close-range attacks. Zhuke Yuanshan, skilled in long-range attacks. Xuanwu Yuanshan is skilled in defense. Just imagining the scene of reaching the realm of the primordial spirit through the cultivation of the four elephants' soul master, Zhou Donghuang's eyes couldn't help but light up, and his gaze was filled with a strong look of anticipation. Cultivating the primordial spirit through the four elephants' soul sovereign skill allows one to use the four divine beasts, the primordial spirit, to confront enemies. What kind of rebellion is that? Otherwise, just practice this four elephants exclusive martial arts. Although there is no subsequent cultivation method, can't Zhou Donghuang improve it by studying other techniques? Although doing so would put a lot of pressure. But if there is no pressure in life, what is the difference between living in salted fish? At this moment, Emperor Zhou Donghuang took a deep breath and made a decision that had an impact on his life on the early morning of December 14, 1227 in the Ziyun calendar. Practice the four elephants exclusive mastery skill. Of course, Emperor Zhou Donghuang chose the four elephants soul sovereign skill more because he saw it as a way for him to possess four primordial gods, and it was also the primordial god of the four ancient divine beasts. The four divine beasts and primordial gods work together and have almost no weaknesses. Otherwise, he would not have chosen a cultivation method that could only reach the realm of the primordial spirit. Now, after the next medicinal bath, the seal will be completely lifted. At that time, I will be able to officially start practicing the four elephants exclusive martial arts and embark on the path of martial arts again. After making the decision, Emperor Zhou Donghuang's eyes were filled with anticipation. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Cultivation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Cultivation. The next day, early in the morning, Emperor Zhou Donghuang got up. After tonight, the seal inside his body can be completely lifted, and he will embark on the path of martial arts again. Although the rich spiritual energy of Purple Cloud Star cannot be compared to that of the earth in the end of the Dharma era, it still takes some time to enter the stage of gathering energy. Practicing step by step is too slow. We still need to take some shortcuts. In his past life, Emperor Zhou Donghuang stood at the pinnacle of the universe and the stars, possessing not only unparalleled martial arts skills but also high attainments in the realm of alchemy. Dan Dao refers to the process of alchemy. Alchemy can only be achieved by beings above the realm of elemental alchemy. Because only those above the realm of Yuan Dan possess the true element, and only the true element can condense the samadhi true fire required for alchemy. People below the realm of Yuan Dan, even if they have a deep understanding of the art of elixirs, can only be considered pharmacists, not alchemists. Pharmacists, divided into lower grade, middle grade, upper grade, ground grade, and natural grade. Within the territory of Yunyang Kingdom, top-grade pharmacists are very popular even if placed in the royal family of Yunyang Kingdom. The royal family needs to offer them to the emperor and provide them with good care. As for the local pharmacist, there is no one within the territory of Yunyang Kingdom. Even if they have appeared, they will not stay in small places like Yunyang Kingdom. Tianpin pharmacist, not to mention, has never appeared in the history of Yunyang Kingdom throughout history. Without reaching the realm of Yuan Dan, it is impossible to open a furnace and refine Ju Qi Dan. However, even so, I can still prepare Ju Qi San by combining some medicinal herbs. Ju Qi San is a medicinal powder used by martial artists in the Ju Qi realm to assist in cultivation. After taking it, it can enhance the sense of qi and accelerate the speed of cultivation. Ju Qi San is very precious and usually only people with a solid family background can afford to take it. In Yunyang, there are also Ju Qi San, gathering qi powder, available domestically. However, the common Ju Qi San, gathering qi powder, widely circulated on the market in Yunyang enhances the sense of 50% qi and accelerates the cultivation speed by 50%. Even if it comes from the royal family and is formulated by top-quality pharmacists, claiming to be the best gathering qi powder in Yunyang. It can only enhance the sense of qi and accelerate the cultivation speed by twice. Moreover, the price is 10 times higher than ordinary gathering qi powder. In my memory, the best Juki powder prescription can enhance the sense of qi 10 times and accelerate the cultivation speed 10 times. 2 days later, Emperor Zhou Donghuang visited the pharmacy of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce again. After receiving some common medicinal herbs that were needed, he went to find Grandma Lien. Grandma Lien, do you have these medicinal herbs in the Chamber of Commerce? Before coming to find Grandma Lien, Zhou Donghuang had already recorded all the medicinal herbs he needed on a paper, and now he directly handed the paper to Grandma Lien. Colored snake flowers, purple diamond leaves, and over 50-year-old soil lingji. Looking at the row of rare medicinal herbs listed on the paper, Grandma Lien felt a tingling sensation on her scalp. Because the preciousness of these medicinal herbs is no less than the 250-year-old blood ginseng she brought to Emperor Zhou before. Young master, only half of these medicinal herbs can be gathered in the precious warehouse of the Chamber of Commerce. Grandma Lien smiled bitterly. Having witnessed the astonishing tactics of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, she now dares not question every decision of this young master. Any decision made by the young master must be reasonable. On earth, Grandma Lien is now the brainless fan of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, and the most loyal one. Can only make up half of it. Zhou Donghuang frowned. You should know that all the medicinal herbs he listed may have appeared in Qingshan town. He did not write down the more precious medicinal herbs that could not have appeared in Qingshan town. What is it? Zhou Donghuang asked. If we can only gather half of it, then we can only settle for the second best and prepare a slightly inferior Juki powder. As Grandma Lien named the half of the medicinal herbs, Zhou Donghuang sighed in his heart and said, these herbs, combined with the herbs I just took out of the pharmacy warehouse, can only be used to mix Ju Qi San, which enhances the Qi sensation twice and speeds up the cultivation speed twice. It's too slow. However, for now, that's all we can do. No one knows what Zhou Donghuang's current thoughts are, and if others find out he thinks this way, he will definitely be so angry that he will vomit blood. In Yunyang, even the top-grade pharmacist from the royal family who concocted the best gathering qi powder in Yunyang has only doubled the sense of qi. It's not difficult to imagine. If the news of Emperor Zhou Donghuang using local medicinal herbs to prepare a qi-gathering powder that can enhance the sense of qi by twice spreads in a small place like Qingshan town, it will definitely cause a huge uproar in Yunyang. Finally getting better. With the cooperation of Grandma Lien and the preparation of the rare medicinal herbs needed, Zhou Donghuang only spent half an hour preparing the Juki powder, which can enhance the qi sensation by twice. Now, everything is ready, except for the east wind. After completing the gathering and dispersing of qi, Zhou Donghuang waited for the arrival of night. As long as night fell, he could take his last medicinal bath. On December 15, 1227 in the Ziyun calendar, in the early morning. Alright. Last night's medicinal bath, Emperor Zhou Donghuang did not sleep and waited intently for the seal in his body to be completely lifted. Finally, by the early morning of the next day, the seal inside his body was lifted. At this moment, even though Zhou Donghuang had 1,000 years of memories from his past life, he couldn't help but feel a little excited. It wasn't until he dried his body, put on his clothes, and returned to bed that he gradually suppressed his excitement. After sitting cross-legged, Emperor Zhou Dong took a bottle of Juki powder and began practicing. The Four Elephants' Soul Sovereign Skill. Emperor Zhou Donghuang followed the practice route of the Four Elephants exclusive cultivation technique, in his memory, operated the technique, absorbed the spiritual energy in the air, and officially began practicing. Due to his past life background, Zhou Donghuang's cultivation was smooth, and with the assistance of qi gathering powder, he absorbed spiritual energy very quickly. The spiritual energy of Purple Cloud Star is indeed not comparable to that of the earth in the end of the Dharma era. With the current cultivation speed, it feels like in at most 1 month, I can smoothly enter the stage of gathering energy. If Zhou Donghuang's current thoughts were known to others, it would definitely scare a group of people. You should know that even the royal children who set the record for the fastest entry into the qi gathering stage in the history of Yunyang Kingdom spent a full 2 years practicing true qi before entering the qi gathering stage. Now, Emperor Zhou Donghuang said. He only needs 1 month to step into the gathering of energy. Of course, there is also a reason why Zhou Donghuang's cultivation speed was so much faster than that of the royal family's children. Firstly, Zhou Donghuang's father and mother were both very powerful martial arts experts in the universe, to the extent that his innate talent, when viewed across the entire universe, could be considered top-notch. Secondly, the qi gathering powder he took can enhance his sense of qi by twice. Furthermore, he has thousands of years of rich cultivation experience in his past life and knows how to cleverly maximize the absorption of spiritual energy and transform it into true energy within his body. Moreover, the 4 elephants exclusive cultivation technique he is currently practicing is not comparable to the inferior cultivation techniques of Purple Cloud Star. Taking all factors into consideration, his cultivation speed is naturally far beyond that of the royal family of Yunyang Kingdom. During his cultivation, Emperor Zhou Donghuang completely forgot about time. It wasn't until 2 days later that he woke up with a surprised expression on his face. I really didn't expect that after fully mastering the 4 elephants exclusive mastery technique, he could further accelerate the speed of absorbing spiritual energy and transforming it into true energy. It seems that in no more than a month, at most 10.5 days, I can smoothly enter the gathering qi 1 level martial arts cultivator with the power of a cow. At that time, with the explosive strength of my muscles all over my body. Even if I don't use any martial arts moves and rely solely on brute force, I can beat a qi gathering dual martial arts cultivator to death with 1 palm. After the surprise, Emperor Zhou Donghuang began practicing again. However, this time, after not practicing for long, he was awakened by Grandma Lian's voice and said, "Young master, the 3rd master of Yunxian restaurant is here." Zhao San. After being awakened, Zhou Donghuang's gaze flickered and he subconsciously murmured, "It seems that Zhao San has successfully broken through to the 4th level of gathering qi." In the living room of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, Zhou Donghuang saw Zhao San again. Zhao San also brought another person over. Standing behind him was a middle-aged man wearing clothes similar to the Earth Tang suit, who looked quite shrewd and had a chin goat beard. This time, as soon as Zhou Donghuang entered the living room, Zhao San hurriedly stood up from the Grand Tutor's chair and bowed respectfully to Zhou Donghuang, "Young Master Zhou." Until now, Zhao San's gaze still couldn't conceal a look of surprise. "It seems that your cultivation has been restored to its original state." Zhou Donghuang gave a faint smile. "It's all thanks to Lord Zhou." Upon hearing Zhou Donghuang mention this, Zhao San immediately smiled and took out a thick paper that looked very special from his arms. He handed it to Zhou Donghuang and said, "Zhou Gongzi, this is the land deed of Yunxian restaurant. From now on, Yunxian restaurant will be yours, Zhou Gongzi." Zhou Donghuang was also polite and directly reached out to take the land deed of Yunxian restaurant. "Thank you." For him now, money is still very important. With money, one can purchase more and better medicinal herbs, assist in cultivation, accelerate their cultivation speed, and leave Purple Cloud Star as soon as possible to conquer the vaster world of the boundless starry sky. The land deed was thick and solid, and Zhou Donghuang only glanced lightly before stuffing it into his arms, his face calm as before. It's like what he's stuffing into his arms now is not the land deed of the most profitable industry in Qingshan town, but an insignificant piece of waste paper. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Lin Lan Returns. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9 Lin Lan Returns. Zhou Gongzi, this is Manager Li. He usually helps me take care of Yunxian restaurant. If Zhou Gongzi doesn't want to take care of the restaurant himself in the future, he can take care of it on his behalf. As Zhou Donghuang collected the land deed of Yunxian restaurant, Zhao San introduced the middle-aged man behind him and said, "After I leave, he will continue to stay at Yunxian restaurant and obey your orders, young Master Zhou." Li Xian, the shopkeeper of Yunxian restaurant, has met young Master Donghuang. The middle-aged man bowed to Emperor Zhou Donghuang with an extremely humble attitude. Zhou Donghuang nodded faintly and then looked at Zhao San. "Next, are you planning to leave Qingshan town and return to the prefect's office?" Zhao San nodded and said, "It seems that Lord Zhou already knows that I am from the prefect's mansion." "Not bad, I will set off today and return to the prefect's mansion. If young Master Zhou has free time in the future, you can come to find me at the county magistrate's office at any time. I will definitely treat young Master Zhou well." Zhao San smiled and said. "Also, as I promised before, the money I placed in the Yulan Chamber of Commerce will belong entirely to Lord Zhou from this moment on." Zhao San said this and glanced at Grandma Lien. Next, Zhao San chatted with Zhou Donghuang for a few more words, and seeing that Zhou Donghuang was not in the mood to continue chatting, he wisely left with Li Xian. And under the dull gaze of Grandma Lien, Zhou Donghuang returned to his room to practice. "Young master. Is he now the owner of Yunxian restaurant?" Grandma Lien still couldn't come to her senses, feeling as if she was dreaming because everything was very unreal. Outside of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, Li Xian followed behind Zhao San and said, "Third master, are you giving Yunxian restaurant to him like this? It's the most profitable industry in Qingshan town, and every day you make a fortune." Zhao San nodded and said, "I'm going back to the county town soon. It's useless to keep Yunxian restaurant. I owe him a big favor, so I gave Yunxian restaurant to him as a way to repay his kindness. San Yi, in the past, Yunxian restaurant relied on you to support it, so no one dared to have any ideas about it. Now that you have left, Yunxian restaurant has a new owner, and I'm afraid many people will have ideas about it." Li Xian gave Zhao San a probing glance and asked, if anyone really came to have an idea of Yunxian restaurant. "At that time, I need to warn them. Although San Yi has left, he still doesn't allow them to have an idea of Yunxian restaurant." Upon hearing Li Xian's words, Zhao San stopped and turned to take a look in the direction of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. After pausing for a moment, he withdrew his gaze and said calmly, "Since he has already given Yunxian restaurant to him, whether he can keep Yunxian restaurant in the future depends on his own abilities." Although Zhao San only needed one sentence to make those who wanted to attack the Yunxian restaurant of Emperor Zhou Donghuang afraid to think of it. But he had no intention of doing that. Because he always felt that the Zhou Donghuang who could cure his stubborn illness was not an ordinary person. Even if it is rumored that Emperor Zhou Donghuang cannot practice, he is just a useless martial artist. The martial arts waster. Can you destroy Wang Feng, the eldest son of the Wang family, on the street and twist his whole arm into fried dough twists? Thinking of the news he heard after leaving the country today, Zhao San still feels a bit shocked to this day. Interesting little guy. I just hope that after you take over Yunxian restaurant, your next performance won't disappoint me too much. Of course, this was a thought in Zhao San's heart and he didn't say it out loud. Look at his own abilities. Upon hearing Zhao San's words, Li Xian, who was following him, suddenly lit up his gaze, and a hint of greed flashed deep in his eyes. Of course, Zhao San didn't have any eyes behind his head, so he didn't notice this. 2 days later, Zhou Donghuang was awakened again from his cultivation, this time because his mother Lin Lan had returned from the Lin family in the county town. Shortly after Lin Lan returned, she came knocking on her door. "Mom, did you give the prescription to the Lin family?" Seeing Lin Lan, Zhou Donghuang's eyes flashed with a soft color. Although Lin Lan is only his foster mother, her love for him is not inferior to that of her biological mother, and even surpasses the love of many people's biological mothers for them. Lin Lan, for his sake, has not married yet. When he was a child, he once overheard Grandma Lien advising Lin Lan to find a good family to marry, but Lin Lan sternly refused. At that time, Lin Lan's original words were, "My life was saved by the father of the Eastern Emperor. I will never let the Eastern Emperor suffer any injustice in my life." Obviously, Lin Lan felt that if she got married and had children, it would make Zhou Donghuang feel wronged. So, she never had the idea of getting married. Even if Emperor Zhou Donghuang grew up to be sensible and advised Lin Lan to get married, Lin Lan would just casually pass the time with a smile. Lin Lan smiled and nodded, looking at Zhou Donghuang's gaze, but it was full of complexity. "Just now, after she came back, I heard Grandma Lian talk about some things that happened when she wasn't at the Chamber of Commerce recently. Firstly, her son cured the stubborn illness of Zhao San, the owner of Yunxian Restaurant, to the extent that Zhao San gave Yunxian Restaurant to her son. Secondly, her son, who was provoked by the young master of the Wang family, Wang Feng, disabled one of his arms. The latter, she is not very surprised. After all, her son had defeated Hongyu, the president of the Sunset Chamber of Commerce, as a martial arts cultivator who gathered energy, in front of her before. Wang Feng, without even stepping into the gathering of qi, naturally cannot be her opponent. If we were really surprised, it would be her ruthlessness, completely different from the well-behaved child in her impression. The former was what surprised her the most. That Zhao San is not an ordinary person, he is the legitimate son of the county magistrate's mansion. He must have had many people treat his hidden illness, but none of them were cured. In the end, he was cured by her son. Being able to send Zhao San out of Yunxian Restaurant indicates that her son has indeed been of great help to Zhao San. What did the Lin family say? What Emperor Zhou Donghuang most wants to know now is the reaction from the Lin family in the county town. With his prescription, he believes that his mother can not only overcome this crisis, but also gain some benefits from the Lin family. I don't know yet. Lin Lan shook her head and said, however, I have already handed over the prescription to the fourth elder of the Lin family who has been responsible for coordinating with our Yulan Chamber of Commerce. The fourth elder said that when he hands over the prescription to the head of the family, the head will make a decision and then send someone to inform me. The four elders. Zhou Donghuang frowned slightly and said, what I mean is, you haven't even seen the head of the household. You haven't even seen the elder. Is that fourth elder trustworthy? He wouldn't have swallowed that prescription privately, would he? The person in charge of the Lin family in the county town is the head of the Lin family and the elder of the Lin family. Emperor Zhou Donghuang is still aware of this. The fourth elder said, the head of the house is in seclusion, and the eldest elder has something to do and has gone out. Lin Lan said. Is there such a coincidence? Upon hearing Lin Lan's words, Emperor Zhou Donghuang became increasingly suspicious. Shouldn't it be? This matter is not a small matter. Now, seeing the skeptical expression on Zhou Donghuang's face, even Lin Lan felt a little worried in her heart, but she was comforting herself with her mouth. In the face of interests, there is nothing impossible. Zhou Donghuang shook his head and said. In his past life, after thousands of years, he had seen too many greedy people. The fourth elder of the Lin family, if anyone is a bit cautious in their hearts, they will definitely not miss such a good opportunity. People's hearts are not all that bad. I think we should still think positively. Lin Lan said. Of course, although that was the case, Lin Lan still had some concerns in her heart. After all, even her adopted daughter who had been raised for 10 years could betray her, and it was not entirely impossible for the fourth elder of the Lin family to embezzle her prescription. I hope so. Zhou Donghuang nodded. He naturally hoped that the fourth elder of the Lin family would not have any bad thoughts about the prescription sent by his mother. Otherwise, thinking of this, a cold light flashed in the eyes of Emperor Zhou Donghuang, choosing someone to devour. Donghuang, now that your mother has returned, you should tell her, right? Lin Lan stared at Zhou Donghuang with a burning gaze. Obviously, she always remembered what Zhou Donghuang had said to her before she left. At that time, Emperor Zhou Donghuang told her that when she returned, he would tell her where the hemostatic powder prescription came from and why he could defeat Hongyu without cultivating true qi. Mother. And in that moment, Zhou Donghuang's face also became serious. What I'm going to say to you next, don't tell anyone. Even Grandma Lian, it's best not to say it, he said, because this matter is of great significance, even related to my personal safety. For Lin Lan, Emperor Zhou Donghuang has unconditional trust. So even if he told Lin Lan about his past life, he didn't think there was anything wrong, and it could even make Lin Lan no longer be surprised by some of his amazing behaviors in the future. Is it related to your personal safety? Lin Lan's face changed and she shook her head repeatedly. Emperor Dong, since that's the case, you don't need to tell your mother, and she doesn't want to know. She always believes that no matter what happened to you, you are her good child. At this moment, Lin Lan firmly refused to listen to Zhou Donghuang's words, obviously frightened by what Zhou Donghuang had just said. Although Zhou Donghuang had no choice, he did not persist in this matter. In fact, telling Lin Lan about those things is not a bad thing for her, but it is not a good thing either. Now, Lin Lan doesn't want to listen, and Zhou Donghuang is also pushing the boat with the flow, no longer insisting. After Lin Lan left, Zhou Donghuang continued his cultivation. Now he is all focused on rapidly improving his cultivation. Only when one's own strength becomes stronger, can he have the capital to protect himself and the people he cares about in this life. He does not allow himself to leave any regrets. Furthermore, the reason why he is practicing so hard is also because he is eager to leave Purple Cloud Star and conquer the vast and boundless universe. There, he can grow faster. Additionally, there are some people waiting for him to change their fate there. End of this chapter. 10, Chapter 10 Hongmen Banquet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 Hongmen Banquet, Brother Donghuang. Brother Donghuang. Not long after Lin Lan left, near noon, Zhou Donghuang, who had just calmed down to practice, was awakened by a sound coming from outside. The voice is childish and pleasant, it is a girl's voice. The sound. Zhou Donghuang opened his eyes and a memory from 1,000 years ago came to his mind, causing a smile to involuntarily appear at the corner of his mouth. That year, he was 10 years old. On the street, he saw a little girl aged 5 or 6 being bullied by several boys about his age. He stood up, grabbed one boy, and beat him up, scaring away the other boys. Afterwards, the little girl often came to the Yulan Chamber of Commerce to play with him, following behind him and Qin Dandan, shouting, Brother Donghuang, on the left and Sister Dandan, on the right. By the way, today is December 19th, 1227 in the Ziyun calendar. On the day of my past life, Xiaoyu asked me to go out for dinner. However, at that time, I refused her because Qin Dandan betrayed me and the Yulan Chamber of Commerce was in danger. I was in a bad mood. Opening the door, Emperor Zhou Donghuang timely remembered this matter. Outside the door, there stood a girl who looked about 11 or 2 years old, with a pink carved jade carving and very delicate features. It was not difficult to see that she was a beautiful embryo. Qin Xiaoyu, 11 years old this year, is a collateral son of the Qin family in Qingshan town. Previously, Qin Xiaoyu held an average position in the Qin family, but since her father broke through 3 years ago and became a martial arts cultivator and elder of the Qin family, she has also become the little princess of the Qin family. Brother Donghuang, someone is treating us to a meal. It's in the private room of Yunxian restaurant. You can also come with us. This scene is no different from the previous life. Originally, Emperor Zhou Donghuang wanted to refuse like in his previous life, but when he saw Qin Xiaoyu looking at him with an expectant expression on his face, he eventually softened his heart and agreed. Brother Donghuang, I used to go to Yunxian restaurant with my father for dinner. We only went to private rooms of prestigious brands, but never to private rooms of prestigious brands. I heard that those private rooms of prestigious brands were very luxurious, and there were also more dishes, with a minimum cost of 30 taels of silver. On the way to Yunxian restaurant after leaving the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, Qin Xiaoyu appeared very excited. "Xiaoyu, who's treating you?" Zhou Donghuang asked curiously. The private rooms of Yunxian restaurant are not suitable for ordinary people to entertain and eat there. As the son of the president of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, he naturally knows some about the consumption of Yunxian restaurant. Lobby, there is no minimum consumption. But private rooms have the lowest consumption. The lowest cost for the worst branded private room is 10 taels of silver, while for the better branded private room, the lowest cost is 30 taels of silver. Above the ground level private room, there is also the best sky level private room, with a minimum cost of 100 taels of silver. Even the heads of those humble aristocratic families in Qingshan town usually go to Yunxian restaurant for meals, but at most they go to private rooms of local brands. Only when there are important guests visiting, will they be willing to book a luxury private room at Yunxian restaurant. A meal of 100 taels of silver puts a lot of pressure on the head of a humble family. In Qingshan town, a typical family of 3 only spends a maximum of 228 taels of silver per year. It's Zhong Gang from the Zhong family. He made a bet with brother Qin Fei that if he lost, he would invite brother Qin Fei to the private room of Yunxian restaurant to have a meal. Qin Xiaoyu chuckled and said, "Brother Qin Fei took me with him and even told me that I could bring someone else and let me find anyone else. I thought of you as soon as possible, brother Donghuang." The elder brother Qin Fei mentioned by Qin Xiaoyu is the young master of the Qin family, Qin Fei, who is 1 year older than Zhou Donghuang. Whether it is the Zhong family or the Qin family, they are all aristocratic families in Qingshan town, on par with the Wang family. Each family has a martial arts cultivator who gathers energy and is a prominent figure. Upon hearing Qin Xiaoyu's words, waves of warmth rose in Zhou Donghuang's heart. This girl, she never forgets to bring him on this opportunity. At this moment, Emperor Zhou Donghuang even thought that he must take Qin Xiaoyu to the Tianzi private room of Yunxian restaurant another day to have a good meal and let her enjoy it. He is now the owner of Yunxian restaurant, and the entire Yunxian restaurant is his industry. Eating at Yunxian restaurant doesn't require any money. Soon, Zhou Donghuang and Qin Xiaoyu arrived near Yunxian restaurant. Yunxian restaurant, as the best restaurant in Qingshan town, is located in the bustling central area of Qingshan town, covering a vast area no less than any family mansion in Qingshan town. Under the leadership of Qin Xiaoyu, Zhou Donghuang and she walked into a private room on the second floor with a designated size. When he first entered the gate of Yunxian restaurant, Zhou Donghuang saw Li Xian, the owner of Yunxian restaurant whom he had seen a few days ago. Li Xian was looking down at the front desk to settle accounts, but he didn't see him. "I have long guessed that if Xiaoyu brings someone over, she will definitely go to the Yulan Chamber of Commerce to find you, Zhou Donghuang." As soon as Qin Xiaoyu entered the private room, Emperor Zhou Donghuang heard a familiar yet distant voice from his memory, which was the eldest young master of the Qin family, Qin Fei. Now, in the private room, besides Qin Fei Yang, there are 3 other people who can be named in the memory of Emperor Zhou Donghuang. The eldest young master of the Zhong family, Zhong Gang, the second young master, Zhong Yi, and the third young lady, Zhong Xiu. Of course, besides the 6 of them, there were 2 maids standing on the side, serving them tea and water at any time. This is also the standard configuration for private rooms of Yunxian restaurant. "Xiaoyu, why did you bring him here? In a few more days, he won't be in the same world as us anymore." Zhong Xiu saw Emperor Zhou Donghuang with a hint of disdain and disgust in her eyes. Chen Dandan's betrayal and the crisis faced by the Yulan Chamber of Commerce, as the 3rd miss of the Zhong family, Zhong Xiu has also heard about it in recent days. What does it mean to be a person from a different world? No matter what happens, brother Donghuang will always be my brother Qin Xiaoyu. Qin Xiaoyu gave Zhong Xiu a displeased glare and said somewhat displeased. "The guests are all guests. Let's take our seats first, they should probably come and serve the dishes. Just as the atmosphere inside the private room became somewhat awkward, Qin Fei spoke up at the right time. Zhou Donghuang was led by Qin Xiaoyu to the table and sat next to her. During this process, Emperor Zhou Donghuang clearly saw Qin Fei's unintentional gaze sweeping over him, flashing with an imperceptible cold light, with a hint of jealousy in it. Is this Qin Fei interested in Xiaoyu? As a man, Emperor Zhou Donghuang naturally saw through Qin Fei's thoughts and felt a chill in his heart. If he remembers correctly, Xiaoyu seems to be only 11 years old this year, right? This Qin Fei is just a beast. Zhou Donghuang, I heard that you deposed Wang Feng on the street a few days ago. As soon as Zhou Donghuang sat down, Zhong Yi, who was sitting next to Zhong Xiu, squinted his eyes and asked. Zhou Donghuang nodded and said, he's blocking my way. I asked him to take his hand back, but if he doesn't listen, I can only help him. Zhou Donghuang's words were spoken lightly, as if he had wasted one of Wang Feng's arms. It was just an incredibly small matter. In fact, in his eyes, that was indeed just a small matter. Zhong Yi didn't expect Emperor Zhou Donghuang to answer him like this. His pupils instinctively shrank, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but twitch fiercely. Zhou Donghuang, do you know? Wang Danhe, the head of the Wang family, has already spoken that he will use your life to compensate you for disabling his son's arm. Zhong Gang gave Zhou Donghuang a deep glance and reminded him. Is that right? Zhou Donghuang was somewhat surprised and said, I haven't heard of this. However, in the past few days, I haven't been out of the Yulan Chamber of Commerce and haven't seen him come to my door. He should just be joking, right? As Zhou Donghuang spoke, he picked up a cup of tea that the maid had just poured on the table, took a gentle sip, and his face remained calm as before. Emperor Zhou Donghuang, are you really stupid or fake stupid? Zhong Xiu sneered, now, there is still the Yulan Chamber of Commerce behind you as a support, and the Wang family dare not easily touch you. Do you think the Lin family in the county town will let go of your Yulan Chamber of Commerce when the prescription is leaked? In 2 days, the Lin family will definitely send someone to drive your mother Lin Lan out of the Lin family and recall the Qi-gathering double martial arts cultivator from the Yulan Chamber of Commerce. At that time, the Yulan Chamber of Commerce will be in name only. Do you think the Wang family will spare you? Your mother Lin Lan, just a martial arts cultivator who gathers energy, can protect you. Speaking later, Zhong Xiu's face became even more sarcastic. Brother Donghuang. Qin Xiaoyu's face changed as she sat next to Zhou Donghuang. Although she also heard some rumors, she, who was still young, did not know that Zhou Donghuang was currently facing such a difficult situation. Emperor Zhou Donghuang, although your mother Lin Lan is a Qi-gathering martial arts cultivator, the Wang family has no less than 5 Qi-gathering martial arts cultivators, and even 1 Qi-gathering martial arts cultivator. Zhong Yi looked at Zhou Donghuang and grinned. The Yulan Chamber of Commerce has lost the support of the Lin family in the county city and will no longer exist. At that time, what will you do to fight the Wang family? This is my business, so you don't have to worry about it. Zhou Donghuang said calmly, from beginning to end, his calm face never stirred up even the slightest ripple. Seeing this, both Zhong Xiu and Zhong Yi felt a sense of powerlessness. At this moment, a knock on the door sounded. But the chef from Yunxian restaurant personally came over to serve the dishes, and every dish served could tell a story. However, just as he was about to tell the story of the second dish, he was dismissed by Zhong Gang after drinking. We're here for dinner, not to listen to your nonsense. Leave now. The chef stepped down in response. After the dishes were served, Qin Fei ordered everyone to start eating, with a host-like demeanor. I can't come to this prestigious private room twice a year. Qin Fei, thank you for treating me this time and allowing me to taste the delicious food of this prestigious private room again. Zhong Yi was burying his head and munching on the dishes, while muttering incoherently. And as soon as he said these words, Qin Fei's face suddenly changed. Zhong Xiu and Zhong Gang, who were sitting next to Zhong Yi, also furrowed their brows slightly. Zhong Xiu even kicked Zhong Yi, causing him to wake up like a dream. At this moment, Zhong Yi also knew he had said the wrong thing and looked embarrassed. Qin Fei, isn't this meal being treated by Zhong Gang? Didn't you tell me that he lost his bet with you, so he treated him? Qin Xiaoyu looked at Qin Fei with a puzzled expression on his face, while Qin Fei awkwardly smiled and said, Xiaoyu, I bet with Zhong Gang, who has been a good friend for many years, it's just a joke. I treat anyone the same as him. Zhou Donghuang raised his eyebrows. At this point, if he still can't see that this is a Hongmen banquet aimed at him, then he really lived for 1,000 years in vain. End of this chapter.